Pete, I'm signing off. I'm signing off.
I do that last night. Ding, 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 ding.
So it couldn't have been This is Colin Young. He's the guy who's calling about the expert through the
Okay.
We think we oh, he's over there.
Yeah.
So you always want to leave yourself an administrative area. So the next setup would be out there across that whole
Are we
thing.
sitting on that side?
Hmm?
Are we sitting on this side?
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to leave yourself a completely open administrative spread out area where you can have paper and pen and price spots and all that stuff, right? There you go. So that's good. And then the next thing is out there.
So he's thinking based on that, it's not likely that was the number.
No.
His name was Dancing.
I was looking at a Mike Green video on YouTube the other night. Mike Green takes shot back. His wife goes, "Hey, look behind you." And we're making a video. Yeah. Insulating on the players on the
A lot of that stuff on YouTube is staged.
Denise? Doug? Alondra?
And my wife is coming shortly with her spinning wheel. You live in the same neighborhood as one of my friends. His name's Teddy Ray. He's in Golden Hills. You guys have that curvy neighborhood. It's amazing. But
If I look at the YouTube stuff, I can also use it. It's good to meet you. Thanks for coming. I've been trying to figure out why the
Morning, Patrick. Morning, Doug. Morning, Connie. Morning, Nicholas.
I always say it's because of the spring. Did my home.
That doesn't sound very, that doesn't sound very PC when you say stuff like that.
Hey, Colin.
Is this still the Mike and Lou show, or are you just doing?
Well, since Lou's up on the mountain with Dee Dee,
Okay.
I got
you mean
permission.
up in Hume Lake or someplace.
higher.
There's a cabin, right?
Higher, yeah.
Yeah.
Way higher. Like Huntington Lake. Yeah, anyway, since he's up there, we can't do Lou and Mike shows, so we're broadcasting live from Western Insulator Collectors. Colin Jung from Sunnyvale, California, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, if you wanted to say Lou was here, you could just say, "Oh, I just missed Lou." You know, he was just in the fray, but now he moved out of the way. No one was going to fault you for that.
Right? Look at this. Isn't this crazy? A lantern with a really amazingly purple lens. That's just wild. I know lantern people are going to want to see this, so let me do this. I believe we're looking at Nathan Lamke's table here. See anything you can't live without? I don't see any embossing on these. They're in pretty good shape, though. I mean, for wall tubes, right? I don't see any. Well, he's got $10, probably. I don't know. I'm not going to say whether that's per piece or all four or what. Couple of interesting pin bases here. Oh, that's a pretty readable. That's a pretty readable stamp. Little brownies. Interesting. I don't have one of these yet. These aren't that easy to come by, actually. Keep for me.
What's your last name, Brown?
Mike. Yeah, Dave Brown is racing this weekend. He's down at Famoso.
Okay, I knew I met a Brown.
Yeah, Dave Brown from
Yeah.
Exeter, California. He's one of the show hosts.
Oh.
Right. He's a named show host, but he's absent today because he's racing.
Oh, okay.
Where's Nathan? Let me go see what he wants for this. I wonder. These aren't that common. I don't know. Where did I put my chair, Denise? Remember, I took it out of the Jeep and leaned it on something, and oh, there it is. Cool. Nathan, was this on your table?
No, that's on
Richard? Jim Harlow's table. Oh, Jim Harlow brought the lantern with the purple lens.
Yes.
Yes. Jim, hi. Good to see you from Meyer, Arizona.
Good morning.
What are you doing so far from home when you have a show next week?
Addiction.
Oh, you must have had a job in the area. I think you said Parker?
Yeah. Only 6 hours away.
Only 6 hours in the middle of the desert. Right on. Well, welcome to the Porterville Tailgater. What's the damage on this piece here?
That's a pretty tough piece.
Yes, it is, and it's in pretty good shape.
$600.
Okay.
Patent applied for, white fire plug.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I figured there'd be a lot of interest on it, so I wanted to showcase it for you.
I appreciate that. About 9 of those showed up a year ago on eBay.
Uh-huh.
And they started selling. The first one sold for $900.
Woo.
And the last one sold for about $400 or $500.
Cool.
And, I think 600 right about in the middle is about right on it.
Well, it's in good shape, buddy.
Yep.
I thought the folks would enjoy seeing it. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you made it.
Glad
Have
to be
fun.
here.
Hope you have a good show.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the show hosts. Mark, how are you? Mark Mirzoyan, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening?
Looking for a table for Jenkins.
Oh, Ron Jenkins. Okay. Hey, Ron. That empty table right there is reserved for you. Yes, sir. All right, man.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Already got a
I got to put that down.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Hang on to it.
Ron and Lori Jenkins, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, where are you guys down? No hiding. Where are you guys down from? Or up from?
Lancaster, California.
Oh, you're right around the corner. Right on. Denise, this is Lori Jenkins. Denise from Tehachapi. Okay, so belay my last. This is all Jim Harlow's epic stuff. I showed some detail shots of the top of the lantern. Are there any other markings on the lantern that you would expect a lantern person would want to see?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because, boy, that's an epic piece.
It's a beauty.
What'd you have, 2, and so you're letting one go?
I have 6.
Oh, no way.
And I have some of the deep 60s that sit about this tall.
No. That's beautiful. My goodness.
Yeah, lanterns probably run a close second for me in regards to what I like to collect.
Right.
Barn lanterns in particular.
So those folks that make the Meyer, Arizona show next weekend are going to have an opportunity to see some lantern eye candy.
Some very nice lanterns. Yeah.
Cool.
Very early stuff.
Early is what for lanterns? Early.
Mid to late 1800s.
So same as telegraph.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, 50s, 60s, 70s.
All handmade, tooled.
Yeah.
One guy sitting at a bench.
With rods and a torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that. Wow, very cool. That's a beautiful lantern. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life. That is just cool. Hey, Bill. Good to see you. Welcome to Western Insulator Collectors live broadcast from Porterville, California. Good to see you. And I brought your laptop with your power supply. I want to get that to you while I've got you in front of me if I can. All right, cool.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm a must.
Do you like oil cans?
Isn't that neat?
You do, that's right.
All right.
Boy, that's perfect.
Denise, this is going to. I'm sorry, I let you go that far. This is not our table. Okay. Yeah, and fill this thing. Pack this bad boy to the rafters. Not a square spare inch on it. That goes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's no hurry. And no hurry and Hey Denise, where were these pins? Where were they? Yeah. Okay, let's when you get around to it, let's put all of them except for one back in the box and just leave it out as sort of a hint. And then same thing with these. Here, what do you have going on inside here? Okay, right, so we're real estate challenged at this point. So this is just, yeah, there you go. Nice and easy. You got some super valuable stuff in your hand right now. Yep. Yeah, that big one, that's a front line piece that needs to go over there by those pins, and those pins need to get pushed out of the way. Okay. And let's, there was, in one of those boxes, there was I think I had dropped about 8 of these into a cell. I had them in a cell and another cell. These need to go back into that. Yeah, and like that. And wherever they came from, all except for one. That way you can recover some real estate. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then that goes under the table. That bag of bags, that's the stuff when somebody says, do you have anything packing that you can carry? I can carry stuff in. And that's when you say, yes, I've got a bag of bags. Let me wrap some stuff up for you. And then just as many bags as you need here to wrap them up and hand them to them and get them on their way is all you need to do there. Okay, those pins, those are different kind of pins, right?
I don't know.
Yep.
You tell me.
So we'll leave, yeah. So where were the ones I just saw you? Okay, they go in this bag. Yep. There you go. They all go in here. Right? Cool. Yeah, so we just leave one out for a teaser because the table surface real estate is at a premium. And then if somebody shows interest, then we have more. And then here is where we go with these. Okay, go ahead and I'll help you. Come on up, pull. There you go, pull. Keep pulling. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
You want them left here?
And so what these will do is they'll go in tight. See when you're packing one of these boxes that has these flappies, you want to make sure that you don't leave any flappies flapping when you pack the insulators in, because then the insulator will migrate into the next cell. And once you start getting motion in a box like that, you're going to get damage. So you want to make sure when you're packing one of these boxes that you pack it tight. And there's no room for any migration of stuff to move into the next zone. And that's why I have these cloths in here, because they're and they're just going to go in a pile somewhere. I mean a concise pile, right? And we'll let somebody come and pick through them and demonstrate their interest that way, right?
That's usually, I've been down here before, we didn't even let you in until 8 o'clock. Yeah. Gates are open. Yeah, I pulled in here about 6:30, and there wasn't
Cool.
a soul, and I just
What are you
stayed in
doing
my
with these
car.
then?
So
I didn't want to get shot.
this will set.
I mean, you don't have any pins out.
I'm sorry, right? I don't. Yeah. This will set. Let me see. What we do is we use the under table space to some advantage. So under the table, what you'll do is flip that lid over on top of that box and go ahead and close it. There you go. And then tuck that stack of 3 as tight against the legs of the table as you can. There you go, perfect. Right? Leaving yourself some leg room. And the next group is also the same thing. Bring it out and put it right here, because this is kind of a dead area, so stack them up right there on the gravel. Perfect. Yep, and that leaves us leg room under the table. And then, let's see, the next box, bring it out and lay it right on top here. And then take this lid. This lid will go on top of that. There you go. And that stays. I'll explain that in a minute. Go ahead and bring the next box out. Bring the next box out and go on top. And bring the last box out and go. There you go. Okay, perfect. Now, this box goes right there where people can see what's in it, so it may need to rotate 180. There you go, and pull it out a little more into the walkway. There you go. That's good, so they can see. So at least when they look down, it's kind of like a remote advertising thing.
This?
And that can go on top right here.
How much, Doily?
Huh?
Is that for sale?
It is for sale. It's, huh? It is pretty badass. It's one of the better ones. Sometimes they come with a darkened red one, but this one is a real one. It hasn't been repainted or retouched. And one of the ways you can tell is by looking at the back, and you see it has that actual sort of rust along with, yeah. Yeah, I got 35 on that.
35.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you consider that it's been directly imported from Poland, you know.
Wouldn't that look great?
Heck yeah, it would.
My, shop?
Yep. It would indeed. Denise, that was a good job. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
That's awesome. And we'll just we'll fill in the cracks over here. As yes, sir. It is indeed. I just broke it out of nowhere. This will probably be one of the most picked up pieces on the table.
Do you want access to this box?
You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and this one, same. Okay, and those boxes can. I'm not sure why those rag towels came along. I don't remember where they were in the Jeep. Those can be put out on our table. And this box is an administrative box that usually sits right on top of the table in the seating position because it has all the writing, all the spots, all the pens and paper. And so well, I don't remember those towels being in the Jeep. How did you find those rag blankets?
I didn't bring them out. They were sitting in my chair. Are they not?
Oh, they've been returned to me by someone else out of the blue. Those go in the Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah, those go in the Jeep.
Now.
Yeah, and I don't remember who that was, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I couldn't see where they came from. They can go ahead and go to the Jeep. I got 4 on that. I'm sorry?
My favorite.
It's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it has the dark stripe of amber right in the front where the name is, so.
Bill and Lulu's coming down, aren't they?
Same with that one.
Bill Harrison.
Yes, Bill Harrison's taking the table right here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is the Harrison table in
Okay.
Lulu.
Alrighty.
Okay,
He's bringing you some EC&Ms.
he is.
Yeah,
Yep. And some amber. I got him bringing a bunch of amber signals for me too. Yeah.
Amber Hemingway or what?
I think so. Probably not HG. There might be 1 or 2, but I don't think so. I told him, Mike Mint, if it's nicked, don't waste your time. So right on.
Here's one for a mint freak.
Yeah, that's a Mint 196.
That's perfect mint.
Wow.
I never even had.
Which embossing?
It's the number 51.
Number 51 on the back, and Hemingway.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Ron, show me that number 51. Oh man, that's cool. What do you got on it?
250.
All right, boy, that's a good deal.
I think so.
Heck yeah.
Dead mint.
I know. That's an obtainium, man. Nice. $250 for that Dead Mint 196 number 51. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. All right. Well, thank you to Denise for helping me get all set up over here. This is her first time. Hey, Daryl. Good to see you joining the broadcast. Denise, thank you again for helping set up. I know this is your very first time. It was a good job, man.
Thanks.
Good job.
Coffee's ready.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Refill?
So you want to take the live broadcast and walk around?
No.
No? All right. I got coffee duty. Oh, somebody moved it down already. Okay. Coffee's ready for anybody waiting on coffee. It's done. Done cooking. That would be me. Hey, Kurt. Have you sampled the coffee yet?
I just had my first swig and it's not too bad.
Okay,
Better
good.
than Office coffee.
Oh, that's a hell of an endorsement.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to get Denise's opinion here in a minute.
It's good and strong.
All right. How's it smell? Yum.
Smells drinkable.
Okay, smells drinkable. That's a good endorsement.
Yeah.
I know Kurt wouldn't cut me any slack if my coffee sucked, so it's probably... Hey, is that a tail light? Are you running around with tail light?
Yeah, look at that.
Look at you. Oh, no. This is right here. Look at the camera. This is going to be a stop moment right now.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. That's cool. Where do you expect that came from?
I found it in a barn in Strathmore.
A barn in Strathmore. Nice. A blinking stoplight. It's a blinking stoplight. That's funny. John, we wish you were here too. It's a little warmer probably than it is there in Massachusetts. David O'Donnell, welcome to the broadcast. Connie, I think I said hi to you before if I forgot. Hello. Hello from Porterville to Colorado Springs. Man, I'm going to start showing you guys some cool table stuff here. Those of you who are not actually insulator hounds are going to go crazy. We'll be back by once Ruben's all set up. Ruben, are you here with your wife?
Yes.
What's her name?
Gabriella.
Gabriella.
Yeah.
So Ruben and Gabriella, welcome. I know we saw you guys at the Tulare show.
Yeah.
May it rest in peace. I don't think.
It's fun out there.
I know it is. I know it is.
But you know what? This is fun too.
It is.
Yeah.
And this is some crazy weather we're having right now.
No.
Cool.
It's supposed to rain.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to be comfortable and set up.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back by. We'll talk to you some more and take a closer look at what you got.
Thank you.
Yep. Yes, sir. Good to see you.
You too.
That's one heck of a clamp. Is that a trolley clamp?
That came off the ridge route.
What?
That came off the ridge route.
Okay. The old ridge route of...
On the way to Los Angeles is a one-lane concrete one, and we were checking all the towers along the ridge route. And then
Wow.
I drove that old ridge route when I was 12 years old.
Come on.
From LA to Visalia.
Really?
We moved from LA Hawthorne to Visalia.
Wow.
Man,
You been in Visalia since you were 12?
I'm in Porterville now.
Oh, in Porterville now. Yeah. Right on.
I finally got married.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it happened.
That's cool.
It took me 46 years to find it.
Right on.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm in love with that. Yeah, 2 would be mine, and that's a smoking.
It is.
It's brass, that's probably why. And I haven't cleaned it up, or I haven't done anything to it.
It's an amazing relic, man. Nice piece, Jim.
Thank you.
Hey, who made this lid? Richard Dawson?
I made the lid.
You made the lid. Oh, good.
Off of a old lady's weaving basket.
Oh, okay, I had Richard Dawson make me one.
All I had to do was I took this piece off
Yeah.
and sanded it down
Yeah.
to make it fit right. I just recently scored another jar with the correct lid.
It's hard. I
That's
don't know why those lids are so
the
damn
lids.
hard.
Well, I
A good lid is hard to find.
probably scrapped them. They were aluminum. Yeah.
Jim Harlow on the left, Nate Lamke in the center, and then that's Bob McLaughlin right there. If you recognize the name McLaughlin, that's because he's in that family. Yes, sir, he's blood. And the Golden State Insulator Club president, I might add, Bob McLaughlin.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. You know, and I got. I believe I have. And I actually think I have a big. I don't need to buy another one. but I appreciate you letting me know. The brown ones, I've only got one out of the three, and the disadvantage is I don't know if I have the one that has the wider saddle groove and the narrower saddle groove. It's cemented on an iron pin.
This is a number 17 blot out. Got to keep my fingers away from the lens. Might be able to just make out the blot out there. Little noogie there. Some roughness around the base on both skirts.
Later, I get this. No heights up out of the blue. Oh
So how's everything at the coast?
Well, we had to put a retaining wall higher because it's flooded. We had a mudslide, so it's now 7 feet tall, 30 feet long, and now they're saying super elevated. I don't know. Try not to.
Can you drain off to this
Yeah,
side?
we got half, but it was very costly. Just making the wall bigger would cost $8,400. But it's got rebar.
John, you asked about LRIs.
Gotta have the rebar in there. Oh yeah, it would just bent over. He was married to Yes. Do you have any tape?
Tape? No, I don't. Closest thing I have to a tape is the adhesive in the back of these stickers. Sorry. Someone will.
I may. I gotta go see if I have tape. Anybody need a SoCal electric high voltage? These are Canadian beehives. 143s.
some room for you there?
No, I'm good. I'll clean out stuff out later.
I don't know. You can tell them about the car.
These are pieces that Ron brought. You guys might recognize this as a foreign insulator. It's easy to overlook it. This one's in pretty good shape too. These don't come along every day, and this is in pretty good shape. Ron and Lori brought that one. That's cool.
No, that's my kid's birthday. Okay. Okay. All right.
It looks like the color that we've been calling Wells teal. This is a piece that probably came out of Nevada. I know that's pretty obvious to say, but I'm trying to think of Jerry's last name. This is probably an insulator that came out of Jerry's assortment in his backyard there in Montello, Nevada. We call that Wells teal. The screen is showing it much more blue than it actually is. There's more green in that to my eye rather than it looking blue there. There's more green in it. Let's go look at height cutter. Height cutter. Ooh. Hey, look, mud with mold line over dome.
Oh, that's some cool stuff, yeah.
Indeed. Ooh. Nice mark. Wow. Well, if you guys are into readable lock marks, look at that one. Holy moly. That one's got a couple of them on it, doesn't it? Look at that. Sideways shot on the shoulder. Yeah, it is. Ears and stuff. Cool. Wow.
Yeah, you don't just keep your head down. You gotta look at it.
No. That's Steve Marsh.
Ooh, man. That piece is about as close to dead mint as they come. Wow. My goodness. Boy, if you're looking for a good Fred lock, I mean, that thing looks great. That's a nice insulator. Whew. Yes, indeed.
So for a season,
This is a glaze miss. This is not damage right here. This is an open spot in the glaze. It is not damage. Boy, that's a cool piece, man. I wonder if it's a glaze weld. That inner, yeah, that looks like it might be a glaze weld. I don't know enough about mud to be smart on that, but I wonder if this is a glaze weld. Very nice insulator right there. Boy, oh boy. Let's see. Do we have Ron Patrone? Is Ron Patrone watching? Hey, Kent. Good to see you. Henry Knack ought to be getting close. If they're not already here, they ought to be darn close. Yeah, man, that's a nice lock piece right there. That's the best piece of mud I've seen at the show so far. We were going to come over here, and this is Bill Heitcotter on the left and Kurt Randall's on the right. Both these gentlemen are in Fresno and Madeira. Heitcotter's the king of weird faces. That was just his normal scowl. Whenever he sees me, he makes that face. It's like,
you're so beautiful.
And here comes Doyle again. Oh, I'm crying out loud. How you doing, Bill?
How you doing?
I'm well, sir. How's life?
I tell you.
How's Arlene?
I already sold a box this way. She's
Yep.
doing great.
Great.
Oh, I tell you, she takes me shopping and she runs me ragged.
Yep.
And she had that bad back problem. Boy, but she's snapping out of it, man, I tell you.
Good to hear, man.
And she's a great cook.
Yes, sir. I got a coffee cup rest to prove it.
You must have been by the house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I brought 6 boxes of insulators and I sold 1, 2, a little over 2 boxes of insulators.
Already?
Well, I was the first one here. And Wayne come over here and boy, he took a box of stuff, you know.
Well, I saw you pulling that box out in front of Dwayne. He cleaned you up, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you know, I've known him for a long time. Remember when he first started, you know. The Fresno National, that's where he was. He had only been collecting for a year or so.
Wow. Mid-90s? Early 90s?
87 was the National in Fresno. I mean.
87.
And then Bill Rohde, I got him started in 4-cylinder. Boy, created a monster. You know? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I still got a little bit of 4-cylinder. In fact, almost all my 4-cylinder went first thing.
Right on. Yeah, mud is good.
Mud is good. Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever convince Ross of that, but the mud is good.
You know, I should have brought my... when I worked at PG&E, I carried a camera in my lunch pail the whole 30-something years. You know, in case sometimes you need something happens, you want to cover your fanny and you take a picture of what
Absolutely, yep.
happened. But I had pictures of stuff, me up a pole, about an 80-foot pole, and I had a big old one of these, taking it off because it was cracked, and it was real muddy down below. It just rained and stuff. And we were out on 2 crews were working, and I took that insulator and the guy said, and I just tossed it like that, and it just floated down and like that. And the boss was standing down there. He watched it, and it hit that mud and it, he didn't even break it or nothing.
Just pocked right into the mud.
Buried halfway in the mud. Yeah.
That's Fresno for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I love climbing poles and doing that work. Yeah.
Nice soft landing.
Yeah. That's when I started. I started collecting insulators in '63.
63.
Yeah, before I hired them, my dad was bringing them to me. He worked for PG&E too. And
Wow.
He'd bring me an insulator that was real pretty, and I knew what they were and stuff. And pretty soon I had about 8 of them on the dresser, you know, and stuff. And then in '64 I hired on, and then I really started collecting.
How old were you?
23, something like that.
Wow.
I was born in '41. Figure it out. 64.
Right. Do the math.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite insulator back in the day when you were just getting started?
Oh, a purple Whitehall Tatum.
There you have it.
There was a phone line, farmer phone line through the area there, Selman, out in the country there, and me and Bob Barnes for about a week every day after work, and I had this old Cadillac with divider boxes in it, and we'd go out and pick those purple. There was a bunch of them. We must have picked a couple hundred of them in a week.
Purple Whitall Tatums.
Yeah, purple.
A couple hundred in a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just picking them every night and filling those boxes. And that old Cadillac going home is, you know, as gas in his bag.
Yeah, down on the shocks.
And boy, you know, and then I think my first show was Tulare in 60. That was one of their first shows too. And God, I made $800, and I couldn't believe it. That's more than I made at PG&E, you know, in one check.
Wow.
Oh, of course, that was back in the 60s, you know.
Right.
I took a cut and pay to go to work for PG&E when I was working for Standard, you know, on the stations.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
But later, boy, it paid off, you know.
Of course it did.
Great bennies.
Yep.
I've been through insulators. I've had the good ones you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I'd believe them. I've heard some of your stories, and I've seen some of your best ones.
And, you know, and guys talk me out of them. But, you know, I had a mint silence. One of the only ones known, just quite a while ago. And it was a green, you know. And it was about a $15,000 insulator or so back then, now, or 20, you know. And I traded it for $100 cash and a box of insulators to Jim, I forgot his name. He collected EC&Ms and Cal Electrics. And that box had 24 insulators on it, was sitting on his hood. He was coming out of the motel, and Arlene and I were going in to leave our stuff. And he asked me if I had anything, and so I went around and stuck that on my thumb and brought it around, and I showed it to him. He goes, "Where did you get that?" And I said, he wanted it real bad. He says, "I don't have enough cash for that." And I said, while we were talking, I was eyeballing the stuff in his box.
Sure.
There must have been 30 grand in there.
Wow.
At least.
Wow.
EC&Ms, Cal Electrics. It was a beautiful cobalt Cal Electric. It wasn't mint, but almost. But he had, you know, he was a mint freak. Anyway, I said, "You give me $100 and that box of insulators, and it's yours." Boy, he jumped for his wallet, you know.
Couldn't get the money out fast enough.
And then he takes that to the show. It was the Bakersfield show. And he had that insulator walking around telling everybody he got it from High Carter and everything. And then they were waiting at my table to come with what I had. And there was 3 cobalt Mulford and Biddles in there. Different cobalts.
Different shades.
All kinds of stuff in there. A green, emerald green EC&M. Mike, the cop, Mike
Guthrie.
He jumped on that, and he had to give me trading cash. So I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And then, of course, I kept about 4 or 5 of the insulators.
Yeah.
Over a period of a year, I probably turned about 30 grand out of it. Because of the trading, you know.
Well, that's good. You've always been one of the most insightful traders that I've known in the hobby. Man, I learned everything I know about trading from you.
You know, I come across some of the weirdest things just by accident, you know. Stuff in the bottle. I had insulators with beer snap things embedded in the dome. I gave them to Bill Rowe, you know. But, stuff like that.
Oh, you mean junky insulators with stuff inside the glass, yeah?
Yeah, you know the wire bail on the beer bottle?
Oh.
There was a whole beer bottle.
A whole bale in the...
A Brookfield beehive.
Wow.
And it was a $1 beehive, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
So I gave it to him for $5.
Wow. All right, Bill. Well, thanks for taking time for us, man. We're going to get around and have some more looking. So, we'll be back, though. We'll be back, because somebody will probably look at this and come back and say, "Whose table was that?" And I'll say, "You know what? If you haven't seen that rack in the last 25 years, then you haven't been to a show."
You know, I dropped that rack and broke it, and Bill Rudy and his dad took it to a plastic place and refixed it.
Wow.
And that cost more than what that could. I got it for nothing from a liquor store that had watches in it. I had 2 of them. I gave the other one away and kept this one.
Wow, that's cool. Right on. All right, Bill. Good luck and have yourself a good morning. We'll be back. Yeah. Bill Rohde, ladies and gentlemen. Right over there.
Yeah.
We got the Bills, the Fresno Bills. And then Bill Highcutter right there.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find another Bill here.
Gotta get that inventory control down.
Hey, what'd you get?
A gift
Ooh, look at that.
from the fella back over there.
Oh, man.
That's sweet. He said, take one for your first.
That's cool.
For your first experience.
That's
Isn't
sea
that
glass rolled and everything, huh?
neat? Yeah.
That's neat.
Sandblasted by the beach.
Nice. Nice score.
Isn't that sweet of him?
Yeah. Hold it up. Let me see some light through it. Careful, careful. Oh, look at that. Isn't that neat? Very cool. Well, hey, you said that was a gift? Come on. That's cool.
For attending my first show.
Hey, Andrew. Welcome to the broadcast. Denise is showing us one of her first goodies from the show. She's got herself a net float. It's cool. It looks like it's rolled in the surf, and it's got a nice nice coating of, well, it's a sea glass, like a sandblast. It's pretty cool.
From Alaska.
Alaska? No. Wow, that's cool. Very nice. Well, hey, we both have something out of glass to hang in the window now. Yeah. That's cool. Very, very cool.
But then everything on the
Let's go have a look at some of this mud. Those of you who have attended a Western show, you may know John Contreras. This is John Contreras right here. And he sells license plates and he sells some other stuff. We're gonna go look at his insulators here in just a minute. John Contreras. There's Lori Jenkins checking out John's table.
Yeah.
Hey, Lori.
Hi there. Hi, Mike. Hi, America.
We're looking at John's goodies. Boy, anybody that's ever been to a show with John knows exactly what these look like. He's always got them labeled the same way. Yeah, there's no doubt what you're getting, where it came from, how much he wants for it. Look at this work he's done on these recently. He brought this to the Rohde Ranch a couple months ago. He's got some wire put on there.
Look how beautiful that is.
I know,
With the
right?
lights and the purple. And,
Heck yeah. This is what Lori's talking about right here. They've got...
It's a good place for a wedding.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to Mark, and we were here a couple of weeks ago, you know, in preparation, and he said they're looking at going Airbnb and finishing these rooms down here.
Yes.
And so that's going to be exciting. Some people will actually be able to register and come and stay here.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Like on premises.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That would be great.
Yeah, we're pulling for and hoping them they can get that together. Hoping they can get that deal together.
I hear you.
John's all, this is it. This is me. Yes, sir. I believe John will ship. And if not, if you wait long enough, he'll come to you. He travels around the United States. Just amazing, amazing modeling in that glaze.
That's not a crack, that's a fucking wrinkle.
John's done some handwork here. It's original line wire, but it's his added tie wire. This is milk glass, for those of you who are wondering. This is a commemorative. It's a 10th anniversary, 1983. National Insulator Association. I believe these were produced in a set of different colors by John and Carol McDougald back in the day. But for anyone who wants a white milk glass Mickey, there you go. It's a commemorative produced by John and Carol McDougald, and this one appears to me to be in very, very good condition. If not mint, it's darn close to it. Now, John Contreras has that on his table. There's a cool Russian. Big old Russian. I mean, this thing is just, this is a foot. Easily a foot in diameter. It's a great celery green. Beautiful insulator. And these come in two different flavors that I have seen. The ears are different. These are tall, narrow ears compared to some shallow, flatter ears that I've seen on that style. Yeah. Who doesn't love a pumpkin-colored lap, man? Isn't that cool? Ain't it cool? All right. Well, we're almost to the end of John Contreras' table, and my battery is going to need a bump. So I'm going to save this video into the group Western Insulator Collectors, and I'm going to end this one, and we're going to archive it. You'll be able to watch it there forever, as long as Dwayne leaves it there. And then I'm going to put the phone on the bumper battery, and we're going to recharge it, and we'll come back to you in a little while with more. More from Porterville, California at Hummingbird Hollow. This show is hosted by the Mirzoyan brothers and Dave Brown. Dave Brown, who is absent today, he's down racing down in Famoso near Bakersfield, racing his championship Vega. I don't know if you guys heard, but he actually was first in category in D-Gas at Sacramento, and got a Wally. Oh, Dave Brown and his son got a Wally. No, I'm getting the finger over here. The ladies are summoning me. So that's John Contreras' table, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna end this one up, and we're gonna put it in the archive mode, and I will be back after a recharged battery. Thank you all for watching. This is live coverage of the Porterville, California Tailgater. Brought to you by the Lou and Mike Show and Western Insulator Collectors. We'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. Bye now.